And welcome to the very first session for the EduKits Holiday Coding Experience. I'm your host, Michael, and I'm going to be taking you through building some of the cool inventions that we have on our program for today. In fact, I'm the creator of the amazing Annoyatron, so I'm very excited to take you through this product and to be building a ticking clock and an alarm and flashing light with you today. So before we get started, I'd like to go through some important points about our live stream. So on our live stream page today, you'll notice that we have two main things in our sidebar. We have an email address, which you can use to send us comments live and also questions for our Q&A, which we'll have at the end of this session. And also, secondly, we have instructions to download the Arduino software. Now, Arduino is an application you'll need to have on your computer in order for you to be able to follow along for the projects today. I'll just head onto our Coding Experience website. Under our workshop, you'll be able to see that we have instructions on how to download this software. You can click onto the app install guide and follow these instructions. Once you're done, you can hit back and resume on our live stream. Always keep in mind that even though this is a live presentation, you can always hit pause and resume the feed later if you're having any problems or if you just need to slow down and listen to something that I've said before. So let's head back to the home page. Now, in this session, we're going to be learning the basics of coding. You're also going to learn how to upload code to a brainboard, how to make some sounds, and also how to make some light. So before we do anything, let's learn about the different components included in your kit. I'm going to switch to the iPad cam so you can see what I'm seeing. So the first thing you'll see in your kit is this. The first thing you'll see in your kit The first thing you'll see in your kit is this brain board. Now, the brain board is the brains of the invention and it's used to control all the lights and the coding and also the sensors. So, next we have the buzzer. Now you'll have to look closely because the iPad cam isn't working at the moment. We have two legs on the buzzer. One is longer than the other. The long leg is positive and the short leg is negative. Let's try this iPad cam again. Okay, we also have an LED. One leg is also long, which is also positive, and one leg is short, which is negative. So, let's get started and head over to the first invention with the amazing Annoyatron. So on our EduKits homepage, you can see we have a menu with lots of different items. You can always access all of the inventions for the amazing Annoyatron under the Products, the amazing Annoyatron, and Inventions menu item. Click on this and you'll be taken to our page with all the Annoyatron inventions. We're going to be building the very first invention, known as the ticking clock. It's got a clock icon, and when you hover over it, it says ticking clock. I'm going to click this one, and it's going to open the page for me. So on all of our invention pages, you'll notice that we have the title, we have an introduction to tell you what you can expect to build with the invention, and we also have, on a few of our inventions, videos to help guide you through the process of building and coding these amazing pranks. So we've already gone through what you'll need, but I would like to note that we don't include a person for you to prank. You'll have to find this on your own. It's just due to the shipping limitations, we can't actually put someone inside the box for you to prank with the kit. So you'll have to find a grandparent, a parent, maybe an unwitting older sibling, but just make sure they're not studying when you're doing it. Under the building instructions, this is the important part. This is the part where we have the instructions to put together the different parts that I showed you before so that we can make noise. So for this, you'll need your brain board and you'll need your buzzer. These are the two things. And then later, you'll also need to connect it to your computer, this blue USB cable. So, I'm going to try the iPad cam one more time. Okay, it's not working. That's okay. Now, you'll have to look at the instructions closely on our website because I can't zoom in closer for you. But we have our brainboard. You'll notice that along the side of the brainboard, we have different numbers. These label the pins for the board. Now, we want to get the long leg of the buzzer and put it into the pin that says 11. Now, you can count up from the bottom where it says 8, then you go 9, 10, 11. Now, the short leg is up higher than the long leg, and it will slide into the pin on the brainboard that says GND. Now, I really do apologize about the iPad cam, but we do have a helpful video on our website under Let's Build This. Now, you'll be able to see that the buzzer is going into the board, and I'm just going to replay that for you. So you can see it sliding in there. And we also have a picture showing you where the pins should line up on this diagram. Now, next, we're going to connect this brainboard to the computer. We can do this by taking one end of the cable and plugging it into the silver hole on the brainboard. Next, we're going to be taking the other end of the USB cable and plugging it into the computer. In my case, I have to have a dongle because I've got a newer computer, such as a Mac, which excludes USB Type A ports. So I'm plugging it into the computer. Now, you'll know it's working when the lights on the board light up. This tells you that we've got power and we are ready to get coding. Now, it's time to open the Arduino application, which you should have downloaded by now. If you haven't already downloaded it, again, you can find the instructions on how to do this through the link in the sidebar for this video. So I'm going to scroll down to step 3, which is code some chaos. Here's a quick tip. If you're on the Annoyatron website, you can jump to different sections like Let's Build This, Prep Your Systems, or Code Some Chaos using this handy dandy table of contents in the sidebar. So before we go back to the website, I'm going to minimize this page and launch the Arduino application. So this is the Arduino app. You can see that we've got a little bit of text in here, and this is what we call code. It does look a bit strange, and that's because it's not a language that humans normally deal with. We write in code so that we can send instructions to computers. So in this case, our brainboard's a tiny little computer, and we're sending it instructions on how to be really, really annoying. So we don't want any of this code because it actually does nothing. And there's some sample code you can get on the website. So all we have to do is click the copy button on our EduKits website. It's up here in blue. You click copy, then we minimize this window, select all, delete, and paste it in. I'm going to go right click and paste. Now, before we go anywhere, I'm actually just going to delete this buzzer part up the top. Don't worry about that. And there's one more step we need to do before we upload. I'd like you to go, if you're on Mac, Arduino Preferences, if you're on Windows, File Preferences, and check this small checkbox that says Display Line Numbers. If you click this and hit OK, now you'll notice that little numbers are coming alongside the code here. When we start modifying the code, this is going to be making it easier for you to see exactly what I'm changing, because it means I can say I'm at line number 3 and you'll know I'm talking about this text here, and you can make the changes on your document. So we're just about to upload the code, but there's one more thing we need to do. Before you upload code, you need to select Tools, Port, and the option that says Arduino Uno. And this is going to make sure that your computer knows where it's sending code, and that's going to be to the brainboard. So without further ado, let's hit the upload button, which is right here, the forward facing arrow icon, and it should send the code to your computer. You might find that you have to save your file, and I'm just going to name it ticking clock. Once you save, it will upload, you'll see some flashing lights, and then you will hear a ticking sound. If you plugged it in right, there you go. But this isn't very annoying, is it? Of course, you could put it in a room where someone's trying to work, and after a while it will start to tick them off, but I think we can do a little bit more. We've got a buzzer after all, so we have the capacity to make lots and lots of noise. But before we go to that, I would like to say your buzzer should come with a seal over the top. If it doesn't, you can add a little bit of tape because things are about to get really loud and really annoying. So let's take a look at the code and see how it works so that then we can change it to make the buzzer louder and more annoying. So if you remember, we plugged the long leg of the buzzer, so the positive leg, into pin 11 of the brain board. That's what the 11 means every time you see it in the code, and it appears 3 times. And what do these 3 things mean? Well, the first one on line 3 says pin mode 11 output. What this means is that pin 11, so the buzzer, is an output, so we output sound. The same thing happens when you have a light, for example. The next time it appears is on line 9, where it says digital write 11 high. High means low in electronics, and, oh sorry, of course it doesn't. High means on in electronics, and low means off. So, when we go digital write 11 high, we're turning the buzzer on. Then later, after a delay, we turn it off. So this delay 1 means we're delaying for 1 millisecond, so that's really short. That's why our ticking sound is very short. We turn the buzzer on and then off almost instantly, so it doesn't have much time to be annoying. We need to fix that because we want annoying. So on line 10, change the delay from 1 to 10. Let's hit upload and see how it goes. That's a little bit more annoying, but I think we can do better. Now remember, you can always send in questions, comments, or things you'd like to ask me in the Q&A later through our email address at atlas@edukits.co. It's in the sidebar. You can just copy and paste this into your email app if you'd like to get involved in the conversation. So you can further change the code by changing the delay from 10 to 100. That's more annoying, but there's something else I'd like to show you, and that is how to stop the noise when it gets too annoying. So we're going to change the delay to 500, which is probably going to make my ears hurt. Not really. I'm going to upload it. That's bad. So step 1 when you have an annoying sound is unplug it. There you go. I've unplugged the power. You can see that lights aren't on the board anymore, and it's not making any annoying noise. However, the next time you want to code an invention, you're going to have to plug this thing back into the computer. And that's going to pose a problem because it's just going to start making the same noise again. The brain board remembers always the last thing you uploaded to it. So there's a solution, and to do that we have to clear the code from the brain board. I'm going to show you how right now. Once we're back on our computer screen, I'm going to go up here to the top bar where it says, where we normally click the upload button, and I'm going to press the button to create a new file. You can see that we have the same code that we started with, but you'll see that inside the setup that there's nothing, and inside the loop there's nothing. So we have no instructions for the buzzer, and that's exactly what we want. So I'm going to plug the invention back into my computer, but as soon as I do that, I'm going to hit the upload button on this new code. Here we go. I got it before it even had a second beep. Look at how agile I am. Now, it's uploaded, and you'll see that the board has still got its lights on, so it's on, but it's not making a noise. So we have succeeded in our mission. Now, for the second part of this project, I think we can take things a step further. Because after all, it is just a buzzer. We need something a little bit special, a little bit extra to draw attention to it and to really show your newfound coding skills. So, the LED I was talking about before, I'd like you to pull one out of your kit. It doesn't matter what color it is, as long as it has the 2 legs on the bottom. So, you can have colors like red, green, or yellow in the kit. Now, I'd like you to take a look at the legs again. You'll notice that like the buzzer, one leg is longer than the other, and this is the positive leg. So, you'll need 2 wires to connect this LED to your brainboard. Let's try and see if the iPad cam would like to work, because that's the easiest way to show you. If it isn't, that's okay. Okay, so I'd like you to get the wires, both wires should have one end that's pointy and one end that is a hole. Now, grab one of the wires. I'm going to use the green wire, but it doesn't matter what color you use because all the wires work the same. This wire is going to slide over the top of the longer leg of the LED. Perfect. Now, I'm going to take the other end, the pointy end. Oh, my LED fell out. I don't have enough hands for this, and I'm trying to show you what I'm doing at the same time. And I'm going to put it into pin number 6 on the brainboard. Now, just plug this back in. And then I am going to take the other wire and slide the whole side over the top of the shorter. Oh, it's getting all tangled. Over the shorter leg of the LED. Then you'll notice that there are some more GND holes over here, GND pins, and I'm going to plug in the short leg to that. There we go. We've now connected both our buzzer and the LED, so it's time to code in the LED. Let's get started. So, now that we're back on our computer screens, you should be able to see my code. We are setting the buzzer as an output, then we're turning it on and then off again after a delay. Now, to begin with the LED, we have to first set it as an output. So I'm going to go and hit enter to create a new line, and I'm going to go pin mode. The M has a capital, and you'll also notice that you've typed it correct when it lights up orange. I'm going to type 6 because that's where I connect the positive leg to, and I'm going to type output in all capitals. Now, you can click this verify button up the top to make sure there are no errors in your code. If there are, just pause the video, take a closer look at my code, and just type it again. I'll show you what an error looks like right now. You might have missed this semicolon up here, and that can be found to the right of your L key on your keyboard. So, now that we've verified it, we've set the LED as an output so we can start turning it on and off. You'll see under the loop, which repeats code that we write over and over and over again, we turn the buzzer off. Now I'm going to change this delay back to 100 so it's not too annoying. It's a little bit tolerable. I'm going to go enter. So we've turned the buzzer on, but I want the buzzer and the LED to kind of alternate. So when the buzzer's making noise, the LED is off. So I'll type in digital write. Now the W has a capital here. I'm going to go 6, low. So this means when we turn the buzzer on, we are turning the LED off. Now, we've still got the delay, but after the digital write 11 low, I'm going to write digital write 11 high. Now, we are going to hit the verify button to make sure the code is all right, and then I'm going to upload it to the board. Now you'll see the code works And when the buzzer is on, making noise, the LED begins to blink off. So I'm going to unplug that from my computer. So let's go back to the EduKits website and I'll go over some different things you can do with the Annoyatron project pages. Because after this workshop, you have access to all of the Annoyatron projects still, and you can go through and do some more before next week, where we'll be using a cool tool called CodeKit by EduKits to do some activities. So let's go back to the top of the page. I'll scroll up and you can see that we have two main things at the top of our web page. We have a button that says View All Inventions, and we have a button that says Next Invention. So I'm going to click the button that says View All Inventions to begin with. This is going to take us to the page we were at before. It shows you all the different things you can build with the amazing Annoyatron, and there's heaps of them, so I don't think you'll ever get bored with the kit. We'll be building some of these in the following workshops. I'll go back to the ticking clock for the moment. Once you've finished each invention, there are two ways to progress to the following invention. So we've ordered these in terms of difficulty. So up the top right, you can click Next Invention and it will take you to our next one, which is the alarm and flashing light. And then all the way down the bottom, we have another option to go to the alarm and flashing light. So I'm going to go to this one. Now, again, we have the video, which you can watch, which will show you how to put together the different parts and also how to code the invention. But below that, you'll notice that under Let's Build, Code Some Chaos, Modify the Madness. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's the new one, Modify the Madness. Now, Modify the Madness is essentially what we've been doing with this invention, but you can find it actually in the project page. So you'll notice that once you upload the sample code, we provide on a lot of the projects ways to change the code to make your invention better and more annoying. You have the volume level you can change the volume level of the alarm and the alarm and flashing light, and you can change how long each beep goes for. Also, if you ever forget how to make the inventions stop being annoying, we show you down the bottom here how you can clear your code on the brainboard. And that's by, if you remember, pressing the button to create a new document and uploading it to your board. Now, I do see we have a question coming in from Ben. It's just appearing on my screen. And it says, can I copy and paste lines of code in the editor instead of having to type it out? Great question, Ben. So, for the amazing Annoyatron, with our first project, we start off with the main code, and you do copy that one. And then, under Arduino, you will have to type out some of the code. However, if you do have your line numbers, set up, what you should be able to do is pause the video, and then you can go and look at line 1, and then you can look at line 2, line 3, line 4. And also, if you go back, we did the changing of the code in just little tiny steps. Also, the verify button, the check mark, will help you to see if you have any problems in the code that need to be fixed before it will upload properly to your computer. So that's just about it for this workshop, and I really hope you've enjoyed yourself building this project. As I said before, don't forget to view all the inventions for the amazing Annoyatron and try out lots of different things. If you have any problems at all, not just with this workshop, but throughout the week, although ls@edukits.co has been our live stream email for today, you can just head to our website and click the Contact Us button to view our contact form, where you can enter your first name, email address, subject, and someone from our team, probably me, will get back to you as soon as possible to answer your question. So we have a question from Thomas. It says, the port is grayed out and it won't work. What do I do? So it looks like there's a problem for Thomas selecting his port. So Thomas, I will show you that same issue on my computer. So right now, the port option isn't grayed out because I have a Bluetooth port on my computer, but I don't have the option for the Arduino/Genuino Uno. However, you can also see on my board that the lights aren't on. So this tells me that the board isn't plugged in. And because it's not plugged in, I don't have the option to select it on my computer. So I'm going to plug it in. And it is going to make annoying noises again. But once I click off and go Tools, Port, you'll see that it pops up again and I can select it. I'll pull that buzzer out of the brainboard for a moment. However, your cable might be connected to your computer properly, but the lights may still not be on. So if that's happening, it may be because you haven't plugged in the USB cable to the brainboard hard enough. That's an issue you might have. So you can push it in a little bit harder and you'll know it's working when you can see the lights. Now, remember, every time you do this, make sure you click off the Tools menu so that then you can get back to the port menu and it kind of refreshes the ports that are available. If you don't see this, I'd recommend sending us a screenshot to our email, and after this workshop, I'll have a look and I'll try to get it back up and running for you. Well, it looks like that's it for today's workshop. I really hope you have enjoyed learning how to get started with the amazing Annoyatron and building this very first invention. We will see you back next week at the same time. It is 10:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Thursday for the next 3 weeks. As I said, if you've got any problems, feel free to get in touch through our website, and it's been a pleasure having you on the live stream today. Thank you.